We're live, baby. Let's go.
You need to watch this if you struggle with feeling stuck in life. I'll show you how to get the best version of yourself with the 24K Life Code. The 24K Life Code by Derek Gant isn't just a book, it's your blueprint to extraordinary living. Imagine understanding yourself so deeply that your goals, strengths, and passions become crystal clear. That's the power of. But knowing isn't enough. The next step? It's about turning those insights into deliberate moves that lead you to success. And guess what? It's not as hard as you think. Now let's talk mindset and replaces limiting beliefs with a focus on growth and prosperity. It's about seeing opportunities, not obstacles. Finally, we have. Align your daily activities with your true values and watch your life transform. The 24K Life Code is your map to financial stability and a life filled with purpose and abundance. Ready to live unapologetically and authentically? Your greatness awaits.
Hey, we are getting ready to go live on the Vibe 106.com. You know what? If you're here on YouTube, we appreciate it. We're excited. We hope that you enjoy the show. This is predominantly a radio show. So, sit back, check us out, figure out what's going on. If you have any questions, go ahead and send them in the chat. You could also send them to 419-972-1922. But we're ready to go live here on the radio. Give me 2 seconds and we are going live. You are listening to the 24K Life on Vibe 106, home of R&B, old school, new school, Motown, hip hop, 90s, 80s, and more. Simply the best music 24/7. We are in the study of the Vibe House, where we reset your mind, your money, your momentum, and every Sunday we do this at 2:30 p.m. I'm your host, Derek Gant, and around here, my job is to remind you that you are coded and called for greatness. We don't chase mediocrity, we dominate and walk in divinity. This show is about the 24K life and learning how to master your mind, your money, your body, and your soul to live boldly and unapologetically at your highest level. Today, we are discussing your financial foundation and how to build your house on the rock. You know what? The rock that makes you bulletproof. Nothing can penetrate what you're trying to do, what you need to do to make your life better. Let's protect your family, multiply your money, and lock in legacy.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Financial freedom is within your reach, thanks to Derek Gant. With over 25 years of experience, Derek's 24K life philosophy transforms everyday challenges into stepping stones for success. Imagine mastering your finances, setting and crushing your goals, and shifting your mindset to elite levels. Derek empowers you with tools for financial freedom and measurable results. His strategies are crafted to ensure you live the life you've always dreamed of. From his book to engaging workshops and online content, Derek's insights are designed just for you. Start your journey today and turn your aspirations into achievements. Visit derekgant.com. It's time to live your 24K life. Are you ready?
Hey, I hope you're ready. If you're not, let's get ready. It is Sunday, and today is the day that we rest and recover to get ready for the rest of your week. Our producer, Mr. Reynolds, I call him Mr. Charles Reynolds, reached out to me and said, hey, man, a lot of our listeners are saying, hey, we love the show, but we would like more information on investing. We'd like to know a little bit more about some things that we were never taught at home, that we were never taught in school, in college. And you know what? Let's be honest, it's not taught in life. And that is how to structure your financial foundation. He said they want to know more about the financial infrastructure. Now, this dude is a producer, so he's more of an engineer. So infrastructure is exactly what we're going to talk about today. How do you prepare yourself to be bulletproof? And what I'm really talking about today is how do you set yourself up to win the money game? I call it the money game because you know what? It is a game and they like to change the rules, and you know who they are. But they love to change the rules on us. So we're going to talk about the foundation of even getting in the game. If you were to think about your life this way, you can get a ticket to the game, right? You know that there's a great game popping off and you want to go, it's in your area and there's a game, but then you got to get a ticket to the game. But you know what? There's levels to the game, because that just means you're a spectator. You're just sitting on the sidelines watching. And that's where 85% of people that get up and go to work are right now. They are spectators. And the reason why they're spectators is because they're making the money, but the true money is being made through ownership. That's your boss and the owner of the company and the owner of the property that you're leasing in. So we need to transition from being spectators to getting in the game. But you know what? In order to get in the game, you got to be a premier athlete. If you want to get in the game, you got to be able to be at the top of your game. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to help you get at the top of your game, set your foundation so that you can be bulletproof. That means that you don't have to be susceptible to the whims of others, right? You get to call at least some of your own shots. Now, listen, if you have a question, if you have a comment, if you just want to say hello, you can text us at 419-972-1922. Just text and say hello, give us your name, and we'll shoot it out on the radio. We will answer your questions. We will do whatever you need to do, whatever you're asking, as long as it's within reason. We will reply to you today, live on air. Hey, Janice. Janice is already texting from last week. How you doing, Janice? We appreciate you for listening. We appreciate you for being here. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. If you have any questions along the way, make sure you text and ask. So what is your financial infrastructure from a personal finance perspective? The first thing that I'm going to share with you is that I'm going to talk to you like you're a business owner. I'm going to talk to you because I want you thinking about your personal finances like it's a business, right? Like this is business. And when you think business, you think serious. When people say I'm handling my business, that means that they are taking care of what's vitally important to them. They're not playing around. They are trying to get after it and get this done. So we're going to look at your life and your income and your finances as a business. And the first thing that you need to know about business is what they're in it for. Every business is in business to make a profit. So you should be in business to make a profit. So for you, the question becomes, what do you consider to be a profit? And a profit is the same if you're an individual or a corporation. It's what's left over after you've paid all the bills, after you've paid the CEO, the employees, right? And your little rugrats are the employees and you are the CEO. And if you're married or have a partner, you have co-CEOs, not subordinate, but co-CEOs. And then the kids are your employees. Now, unfortunately, those employees probably aren't the most productive workers in the universe. They probably spend more than they bring in, but that's their job. That's their duty. And that's part of business. So you are in business. You are the CEO. Your partner is the co-CEO. And you guys are working this money game together. And we're saying to you, what's the most important aspect of this? Well, the most important aspect is to have some money left over, right? To not live check to check, right? Knowing that you're always on the razor's edge of destruction. Now, I know I'm talking a little strong, but let's just be serious. I mean, when the pandemic hit, you were praying that if your job got eliminated, that your job wasn't going to get eliminated, number one. And then if it did get eliminated, you were depending on those checks from the government. And nobody wants to depend on that uncle because he's the crazy uncle that you don't know if he's going to show up or show out. And we don't need no uncle showing out during a time of stress. So we're going to talk about this. And if I refer to it as the money game, just understand I'm talking about the same thing, your financial foundation. So what are the components to your money game? Number one, let's just be honest. You can't have any desire to play the game if you're not working or making any money. You got to make some money. So number one is you have to have an income. So get your hind parts up, get out there and go make it happen. Okay. The next thing with the money game is that you have to play defense. You have to have some protection. You can call John Tucson at PGN Consulting, and he will teach you how to play great financial defense. And how do you do that? You protect your house, you protect your car, you protect your property, you protect your life, right? So you get that insurance to make sure you're covered. I can't begin to tell you how many people that come to us, will sacrifice their auto insurance over some other flimsy needs or wants, I should say, not needs, that they have, and they'll sacrifice that protection. But let me tell you, one accident, one lawsuit will ruin you or put you so far behind that you won't be able to get ahead anytime soon. The next tool in your tool belt when we talk about the money game is creating a habit. Now, you need to create a money habit, and I'm just being as nice as I can, because I know from the thousands of people that I've talked to over the years that you all hate the word budget. You feel like it's too restrictive. But let me tell you something. Discipline is freedom. Knowing where your money is, where it's going, and what it's doing is freedom. Now you are free to understand what you have the capability of doing and what you don't. And if you want to do something greater, then we're going to talk about multiplying your money, which is the next thing on my list. So how do you multiply your money? You have to multiply it, because the average self-made millionaire, now I keep talking about these people because they're the shining star of financial freedom. They're not living check to check, at least most of them aren't. And so you want to know, well, what does it take to get to this star, right? What does it take? Well, you have to have multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income could be your main job, your side hustle. It could be rental properties that you're collecting rents on. It could be residuals on courses that you wrote or books that you've written. You have some consistent income coming in from sources that you don't have to put your hands to every time a sale is made. That's multiplying your money. That's creating residual income. It's called passive income, passive and active. Active income is when you get up, you go to work. You grind, you hustle, you do all the things that somebody else wants you to do to build their empire. And then you come home, and now it's time for you to do that side hustle, or it's time for you to invest in your 401k. Like, investing in your 401k is somewhat passive income. That money's going to go out, it's going to get invested, it's going to make you more money. And then finally on our list of the money game is to expand your legacy, right? You need to lock in your legacy. What does that mean? It means that generationally, our families tend to start from scratch. Every family starts from scratch. If I were to tell you about the Reynolds or the Vanderbilts or the Rothschilds, you've heard these names before, the JP Morgans of the universe. Their kids didn't start from zero. They started on a pile. They started on a stack. And how did they do that? They did it by protecting their family. Yes, they made money while they were living. And yes, a couple of them actually went broke or bankrupt and came back from the ashes like the Phoenix. But most of them, even the ones that did that, you have to understand that there's a 50% estate tax over a certain amount. So you're giving up half your estate. So how do they do that? They do it through protection. I'm not here to sell you life insurance. I'm not here to sell you car insurance. I'm just telling you how the game is played. And if you want to know how the rich get richer and how they stay there, that's one of the tools in their belt, is that they make sure they protect their family. So let's go back to the first step, which is, you're making money. So how do you manage what you're making? The first thing that you want to do is you have to separate your needs, right, from your personal wants. We want to separate our needs from our wants. I call it CEO pay. Okay. I call it a comp plan. You have a comp plan, and that's the money that you get for the things that you need to do personally. In your comp plan, you're going to get gasoline, you're going to get groceries, you're going to get your hair done, your nails done. That's the funds that are going to a separate account for your comp plan, right? I'm just going to be honest. I call it a spending plan, but I just changed the name to comp plan because it sounds so much more business-like. And people don't want to be thinking, hey, I need to give myself an allowance. right? I didn't have a spending plan. That feels respected, but a comp plan, executive pay, that sounds much sexier, right? So you need to set up an account that's just for your bills. Most corporations have a general fund. The general fund is the main account of the corporation where all of the receivables come in. That's your paycheck, your direct deposit. All your receivables come in, and then they write all of the liabilities or expenses out of that account. So that's the account that you set up in your business, because I told you I want you to think of yourself as a business. You're going to set that account up, and you're going to separate what you're doing from spending, like Amazon and Walmart or wherever you're shopping, your online purchases and your gasoline. You're going to separate that from the house note, from the car note, from your car insurance, from your utilities. So one account is just for bills and the other account is for your personal needs. Now, what happens is that the reason why this is so critical is because your bills never change. And if they change, it's so insignificant, you barely notice, meaning that your electric bill might be $127 this month, and last month it was $133, or in next month it might be $125. But the fluctuation is so small, it's not going to interfere with your plan, okay? So what makes you broke? What makes people live check to check? It's the other side. It's the spending, because your rent's always your rent. Your mortgage is your mortgage. Your car note's your car note. No one's ever going to call you and say, listen, we really like you. You can skip a car payment this month. Not going to happen. I promise you, it's not going to happen. And because that doesn't happen, you say, well, where did my money go? Oh, it went to Amazon. It went to Amazon. That's where your money went. It went to Walmart. It went to all the places. When you go into Costco, and I'm not judgy. Listen to me clearly. I'm not judgy. I go into Costco, and I used to go into Costco. I still do, but I used to go a different way. I used to go into Costco thinking I needed water, some cleaning products, and maybe some paper products. And I'd come out with a vacuum sweeper or a new coffee machine or some other stuff and spend $500 when I planned on spending, 60, because the store is so huge. But you go in there without a serious intent, knowing that in the game, the money game, they are giving you the free sample so that you buy what you didn't plan on. They're showing you how great this deal is, okay? Because they say, oh my God, if you don't get this deal today, you will never get the same deal. It's called FOMO, the fear of missing out, and you can't fall susceptible to FOMO. So what else can you do? Separate your funds out. Now, you've heard this. I've heard this. We've all heard this. They say, pay yourself first. How do you do that? The first way that you pay yourself first is that you set up a 401k plan at work. You set up a deferred comp plan at work. You set up whatever the company offers for you to defer some money. Set that up first. And when you set that up, that is money that's going to you that you can't spend in the real world, in your day-to-day life. You can't spend that money because it's inside of a plan. And you have to go through some signatures and some papers and some requests and some time to get access to that money. That's paying yourself first. It's the modern way to pay yourself first. But if you don't have access to that, how do you do it? First thing that you do is you set up an emergency fund, okay? It can be called a retained earnings fund. That's what we call it in the corporate world. I have a retained earnings fund. That's a savings account. It's an emergency fund, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to set this account up, and we have 3 accounts now. Think about this. We have a general bills account. We have a executive comp, and if you have a partner, you have 2 of those, okay? And then you have your savings / emergency / retained earnings fund. Now, if you are doing what I'm asking you to do, think about how often you set up that Christmas club account. You put $25 a pay in it, but then you went and got it out. See, that's the problem. You took the money back out. And that's why a 401k, a 403b, a deferred comp program is so much greater and more successful, because you can't just go take it out. But you have to decide what game you want to play. So what I'm really saying to you is that the dollar amount doesn't matter. If you're going to put $25 in your emergency fund or your retained earnings account, It's amazing as long as you don't go touch it, because it is going to stack up. $25 a pay, you get paid twice a month. That's $50. That's $600 at the end of the year. How many of you have $600 in your savings account right now? Now, some of you are going, this dude is nuts. Of course I got $600. Let me tell you, go Google it. Go Google what the average working American has in their savings account, and then you'll see that I'm not nuts. They don't have $1,000 set aside. They don't. So we are here to help change the game. We are changing the flow of what's happening. So you need to understand that's the first step of how this game is played. The second step, add some more structure to it. So you need to do your budget. I know it's a bad word, but do your budget. It's called a budget. But what you really need is a cash flow report. You need a cash flow blueprint. So the difference between a budget and a cash flow report is this. A budget is just like a snapshot. It's like a picture. So you took a picture of you being in the park with your family, and it's amazing. A cash flow report is a video. It's a video of the whole event from beginning to end, not just a snapshot. So a cash flow report is going to basically make up 12 budgets. So every month you need a brand new cash flow report that represents where you are that month. Here's the deal. Your December is not going to be the same as June, December, or even November with Thanksgiving. You know, the holiday months are going to be different than other months because people tend to travel. They tend to spend more money on presents and seeing family and friends. They bake more cookies and they eat more and they buy more groceries. So those months are different. You know, you need to be able to track your expenses. And what do companies do? Companies compare this month, 2025, to last year's month, 2024. So they're going to compare June to June. So in May, they're reviewing June of 24 so that they can see what might be happening in June of 25, projecting what their expenses are going to be, projecting what their needs are going to be. They can project what their bonus is going to be if they got one and when they get it. So looking at yourself like you are a business is the right way to go. It is how you build the cornerstone of your life, of your family. So understand, and I said this in passing, that discipline is freedom. When you have everything in order, you know exactly what you can do and what you can't do. Exactly. There's like no question, because there's only 100 pennies in the dollar. And if you need more pennies, then you need to seriously focus in on managing what you have. Now, listen, that is not me telling you this is a good idea. I'm telling you this is biblical, right? You have to count the cost. You have to show that you are worthy of managing successfully what you have in your wallet before you're going to get trusted with more. It's just like anything else. You're not getting a promotion until you master the job that you're currently doing. So stop acting like an employee and start acting like an owner on the job, at home. Act like an owner and treat them kids like employees. Clean your room or something's going to happen. You might get fired. I have adult kids, so I can talk trash, but I know it's difficult. But in all seriousness, you want to start to learn this process so that you can then teach it. We talked about legacy. What does legacy really, really look like? The first stage of legacy is not be your own bank. No, I know that's a popular thing, but you have to have some money to be your own bank. And the money that you have, I don't care if they're using real estate trust or they're using life insurance trust or annuities, you got to be able to put money in those things for them to produce money to be your own bank, to go borrow from yourself. So the first stage is to master what you have, prove that you can handle significantly more. Let's multiply it, like we talked about, those passive streams of income through investing, through other businesses, through creating digital assets. I told you the first way to pay yourself is to put money in your 401k. You also, and I know I'm going to get back to legacy. Don't think I got twisted. I didn't. the first thing one of the things you really want to do is you need to stop, S-T-O-P, and I know the microphone might be popping because I'm too close to it, but you have to stop using credit for your lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle use. See, when you use credit for your lifestyle, that means you can't afford your lifestyle because you're going above and beyond your income. So we need to use credit as capital. You need to use credit as leverage. They used to say use other people's money, OPP, right? Other people's money. So it's not a joke. It's a serious contention on figuring out how to take advantage of the system, how to play the game and win, right? Here's a statistic that I'm going to share with you. 64% of Americans retire at 65 or older with less than $100,000 to their name. And that's according to a U.S. census in 2023, less than $100,000. So let me break this down for you mathematically. If you have, let's just say you have $100,000 and you're going to retire, you have your Social Security. Let's pray that you might have some kind of pension. But if you don't, if that is your pension, if that's your 401k, that $100,000, if you were making $62,000 and you're retiring, most people think you spend less money. But the truth of the matter is you spend more money because you have more time to spend more money. You're not at work. You're not locked up. I shouldn't say locked up, but you know what I mean. You're not stuck in the office or behind a computer or on the phone. You have more time to spend more money. So if you make $62,000, let's just say you do spend less. Let's say you're going to spend less. And let's say you're only going to spend $4,000 a month. Your house note, your cars, and your food and all those type things. You're only going to last 2.5, not even 2.5 years, 2 and a little bit of years. You're only going to last a little while. It's $48,000 a year. You only have $100,000. You don't even have time for it to grow. So we got to get at it. You have to get at it. You got to get money, start stacking inside your pension. You have to. But let's get back to legacy. The first step of legacy is to teach or to train a child in the ways that they should go. And when they are older, they will not depart from it. Now, it's not my fault it's Sunday, and it's not my fault I know scripture. But here's what I also know. In the Bible, Joseph was in control of all of Egypt's resources for a while, and he knew that there was a famine coming. So he saved up 7 years in the storehouse for everybody in that region. Everybody in that region. Who are you saving up for? What legacy are you creating by going from deserts to streams, to deserts, to streams, to valleys, to mountains? I mean, the up and down is dizzying. So let's take 2 seconds and let's figure out how to stop that process, because it doesn't work.
Are you feeling stuck in life and finances? Introducing the 24K Life Code mobile app, your ultimate solution for personal and financial support. Available now on Apple App and Google Play stores. Our app provides online coaching with expert life, business, money, nutrition, and fitness coaches. With over 25 transformative courses, you'll master goal setting, time management, personal money management, and accountability. For less than $1 a day, you gain full access, 365 days a year, to the support you need. Join our thriving community, share your daily wins, and let's build your 24K life together. Download the 24K Life Code mobile app today and start living your best life.
So we will talk about legacy in more detail in the future, but suffice to say that you have to have that protection. You got to get that life insurance. That's step 2. Teaching your kids literacy is step 1. Understanding that you have control over what you bring in the house and what goes out of your house. Now, you may have made some mistakes or bad choices in the past, and you might have too much money going out for you to change, but you can change today by making a decision that you're going to make better, wiser, educated, informed financial decisions moving forward. There's no reason why you can't make better decisions today. And in a year, 2 years, or 3 years, your life will be completely different. And that's the journey that we want you to take. That's the foundation that we're looking to get you to build. And if you need some help, hey, we said it 100 times already. All you got to do is call 419-972-1922, leave a text message, and somebody will call you back to answer your questions, to help you get situated, right? Join our community, the 24K Life, where we talk about this day in and day out. This is what we live, eat, and breathe. Listen, family, my time is up. I appreciate you for locking in, leaning in, and living this truth out loud. Until next Sunday, stay focused, stay faithful, stay fearless. This is Derek Gant signing off from the 24K Life on Vibe106.com. Be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to this segment is produced by Amin Poet Production Company. For your musical needs when sound is all you got, visit aminpoet.com. If you're ever in Ohio or Michigan and find yourself needing help fast, you can call Out Today Bail Bonds at 419-944-3495. That is 419-944-3495. And I want to give a special thanks to Eugene. You're in the kitchen with DJ Jamalot for the support and the sound. You know what? Up next is Tammy's Rum Punch Pool Party here in the Vibe House. Don't forget, you are called and coded for greatness. Go be your best. I'm Derek Gant.
Yeah, it's time to live your life. Derek Gant, show them how to take it to the highest height. Hey, this is more than financial advice. Show you how to take control. Time to get your money right. Money management. I know that we all need financial independence. Yeah, it seems out of reach, but you can make it happen. Now it's time for some action.
Hey, thank you for watching on YouTube. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had a good showing. I see that we got 4 people on. Who's on? Say hello. Say hi to me in the comments. Who's on? Who's on? Thanks for watching. You know what? I appreciate you so much. Make sure you let me know if there's things that you believe we should be talking about. I'm happy to bring it up. We can talk about fitness. We can talk about finance. We can talk about faith. In any event, I hope that you come back next Sunday, every Sunday at 2:30 here on the 24K Life Code. Be well. Have a great week, everyone.